Hold on to your butts. These are the Squashbuckler Diaries. Welcome back. My name is Guy Hasson, and you are listening to the Squashbuckler Diaries podcast, where it is my pleasure to tell you about Shelley, the girl who lives in dreams, to share with you the stories I write. I write these stories for my girls, for my 3 girls. I write them for my family. We're going to have a family album when they grow up. Joy is based on them. And this is a story about a father and a child. It's a story about an entire freaking life of a child from birth to death. This is what that's about. You're welcome to the story. I'm glad people are starting to find this story and like it. But at the end of the day, it's not for you. I'm glad you're listening, but this is a family album and it's being shared with you. So enjoy it. So Shelley is the girl who lives in dreams, and her father is the one who appears in his dreams when he's asleep. It's his dream, right? So there are some differences between a person who is actually living there and a person who is actually not really there. Well, what exactly is he? We don't know. We may find out. But there are differences, and we're going to talk about that today. So here's another slice of life for you in our daily podcast. Episode 161, Holding Your Breath. Joy's age 5.5, told by the Red Dragon. Well, that's not true, Dragonfather said to his 5.5-year-old Dragon Little, the young and beautiful Joy Shelley. I can hold my breath much, much longer than you can. Much, much longer than you can. Dragon Little shook her head. I can hold my breath so much longer than you. What she apparently chose to keep to herself is that she had been practicing over the last few days, after his disappearances, and before she went to sleep. Let's do a competition. Come on, let's try. Dragonfather sighed. If you really want to. Starting now, she shouted quickly, drew in a huge breath and shut her mouth. Dragonfather did the same, except that he had no time to take a deep breath. Dragonfather nodded to himself as time went by, looking around innocently, as if it wasn't hard. But although he showed no signs of getting tired, quite quickly, Dragon Little's face grew redder and redder. Finally, she exhaled and gasped for air. Dragonfather returned to breathe regularly. See? No problem. Dragon Little made a face. You cheated again. I didn't cheat. I can just hold my breath for... Starting now! She surprised him again, took a deep breath and began. Once more, he held his mouth shut, but did not seem to exert himself. Once more, he won easily. You're cheating, she shouted. I'm better than you. Nope, not yet. Maybe when you grow. What are you doing? Dragon Little leapt onto Dragonfather's back from behind and grabbed his mouth. What are you doing? You're cheating. You're breathing through your nose. She pinched his nose shut with one hand and covered his mouth with the other. No talking. Let's see how long you hold your breath, starting now. Dragonfather did not fight her. He nodded, her hands blocking his mouth and nose. He nodded. He walked around the deck. He looked over one side of it. He walked leisurely to the other side and looked down. He began to walk here and there randomly until 10 minutes later, Dragon Little finally released his nose and mouth. I can do this all day, he smiled at her. She made a face. I don't like this game anymore. He laughed. But of course, you the dreamers who are listening to my stories of Dragon Little's life no doubt realize the dreamers do not need to breathe in a dream. Even while they are here in the dream with us, creatures of the dream and creatures of their own imagination, they breathe in their beds. Also I've heard. Told by the Red Dragon. Hashtags Joy, Justin, Dreamer. And so we find Yet another big difference between Joy Shelley and Justin Shelley. She's a girl who lives in dreams. How did she get there? What is she doing there? How did he find her? Because we've already established she's not his biological daughter. All the answers will be answered. As Manuel in Faulty Tower says, eventually. Tomorrow, another slice of Joy Shelley's life. Cursing Like a Pirate, Part 1. More about dreamers and non-dreamers. So come back tomorrow. And now, the credits. The Squashbuckler Diaries are written and read by me, Guy Hasson. All the tags mentioned in this story are searchable at the website. You can find all the stories there in written form and, in fact, 150 Squashbuckler Diaries more. The Squashbuckler Diaries is the diary of Joy Shelley, the girl who lives in dreams. She'll be called the Forgotten Girl by her father. She'll be a true heroine. She'll change the world. This project shows her entire life from birth to death. Check out the website at guyhasson.com. That's GUYHASSON.com. I've been an author and a playwright for more than 30 years, and this is the first time I've used the guyhasson.com website, because The Girl in the Dream is my life project. If you have questions, if you want to comment, please do. You can comment at the website or email me at guyhasson@gmail.com. That's GUYHASSON, GUYHASSON @gmail.com. The theme music is called Brass Gentleman and is created by Thomas Howardek. My name is Guy Hasson, and this is my life project. Come back tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow for more. But of course, you the dreamers who are reading, but of course, you the dreamers who are listening, but of course, you the dreamers who are listening to my stories of Dragon Lily's life no doubt realize